Hey guys, how's it going? Well, today is the day to install the Maxxair vent fan. It looks a tiny bit more complicated than the regular Fantastic fan, which I've installed before, but it doesn't look too bad. My main concern is actually the temperature. It's about -4 Celsius, and the problem with the temperature is that the die core it's lap sealant, and so what it does is you set it on top of the bolts or the flange of the cover, and it slowly melts over and it's self-leveling. It creates a seal, but if it's too cold, it's not going to self-level. So what I've done is on my way to this Home Depot, I put the Dicor lap sealant on the vents to warm it up. And then because I left it in the van overnight. And then when I went into Starbucks to have my tea and a little bit of wake up period, I kept it in the inside of my jacket pocket. So I'm using my body heat to keep it warm. So I'm hoping the roof is still going to be cold, so I don't know if this is going to work. Maybe what'll happen is when the temperature warms up, it'll just level by itself later. I don't know. But the container says, I read somewhere online that you shouldn't. It's good to 4.4 Celsius. Well, it's -4, so that's an 8-degree temperature swing. Worst case scenario, I scrape it off and I do it again. The stuff is a bit sticky, but it is definitely reusable. I mean, I won't be able to use the same stuff, but I'll be able to scrape it off and use some more and reapply it. So my plan is I'm at the Home Depot parking lot, and I'm gonna saw a hole in the roof and make all that prepared, install the vent fan, and then I'm going to go to underground parkade where it's usually warmer, and then apply the lap sealant there, and hopefully it's warm enough that it's not going to create it's going to work properly. My only concern there is if I'm outside of my van doing something on the roof, their security might say, "Hey, what the heck are you doing up there, buddy?" And they might tell me to move along, but I'm hoping I can get away with it, because I need to have that roof fan in before I can move in. If I don't have the roof fan in, I can't have my heater, because you need ventilation to use the heater. And as soon as the roof fan's in and my bed's in, my heater's in, I'm moving in. And I'm hoping that's within the next 5 days. That's my goal. So we shall see. Alright, so I got the tape marked out here. 14-inch hole. And I put this line all the way down here and went into there, and I know exactly where to put it. The problem is this shroud thing. Let's see if I can show you this here. This shroud thing has to have the lip 1 1/8. I made it 2 inches just to be safe. So that means that's why it's got to be so far, and there it goes. So that's why it's got to be so far up this way, otherwise it won't work. And that leaves me with a bit of bad news. I measured from this edge of the green tape here to the front, and it's like 56 inches, which means I can only fit one solar panel on. Because it's the one I have is 39 by 39.5. So even if I had this space available, it wouldn't fit. I mean, it would fit, but it would be like over the front of the driver's glass, and that just bad for miles per gallon and everything. So I guess my only option of that for the future is to maybe upgrade to a larger single panel. I think they make them 240 watts, but man, I was looking forward to 300 watts. That was my goal, to have 250 watters up there. And that way I could have a fridge. But at this point, it looks like that's not going to be the case. That easy. Let's do a big one. I think I see smoke. Well, it turned out to be a nice day today. It's 1:30. The warmest part of the day is 2 o'clock. And right now it's 2 Celsius. So with any luck, by 2 o'clock it'll be 3 Celsius. And I'll have this hole drilled, or made I should say. And then I can apply the Dicor in the warmest part of the day. And yes, the holes are all drilled. Eeny, miny, mo, number 2. Well, there we go, guys. I'm glad I brought earplugs, and I'm glad I brought eye protection. Both very necessary. It fell down. Oh boy, this middle section here was brutal. On both sides, a reinforcing bit in the middle. Had to change batteries. But we got through it. And looks like it's going to be not too bad on the inside too. The shroud will cover all that anyway, but overall I'm happy. We're pretty good. Hello, my name is One Awesome Inch. How are you today? Well guys, changed locations. I was parked over there underneath that SkyTrain bridge deal. But I don't know if you can see it from here, but there's a big shadow developing. And it was getting cold. And I need that guy right up there, Mr. Sun. Oh, sunroof, how I love you. Alright, it's getting to crunch time. It's almost 3:34 right now, and it's getting colder. I gotta get this on the road so that Dicor can flow. And I'm glad I had extra butyl putty. It's not the tape stuff. The darker stuff is the putty, because I ran out of the tape. So I hope that works. It should be okay. Well guys, there we have it. It's all done. I'm sorry I had to skip a bunch of steps on the video, but I really needed to get that Dicor in. And my idea of putting it near my body for warmth really worked well, and it kept it at a warm temperature, and it looks like it's leveling just fine. I wonder if I might just go park in a parkade anyway. Just, I don't know, for an hour or something. I don't know. I doubt that'll help, but I might just do that. So on the back edge there and on the front, I'm getting Dicor on my phone. Great. I put extra bits in there because the butyl tape didn't reach all the way to the edge. You know, it was like probably a half an inch away from the edge. And then that would have caused a lot of water to seep in there and stay in there. So I thought, you know what? I took all the trim stuff that I cut off the edge, you know, when there's trim butyl tape. I cut it all off and I tried to stick it in there, but it wasn't enough for all the holes. There was like 6 holes. So I just stuck a bunch of Dicor on there, and that'll stop it from pooling up there and creating any leak problems. Another thing I did, I don't know if this is necessary or not, is I I put some Dicor around the screws before I put them in. I just took a bit off this little bit here and I put it on the screw and then screwed it in. And on there too, it's already dripping. Just as an extra precaution, it's probably fine, but I know when the roof vent is closed, it looks like there's no way rain can get in there. But my plan is to keep the roof vent open, so as much as possible for fresh air. So here's a view from the top and the back. And I'll shut this thing. There's a total mess in here now. Look at all this crap. I was just going as fast as I could, not worrying about a mess because I can just clean it later. So one thing I've noticed with this is you have to pull this down to lock it. The Fantastic fan doesn't have that. And this is definitely a better quality fan. I mean, you can just tell by the way it's built. Better workmanship. So there it is, closed. Oh, I got a screwdriver on there. Pretty low profile. One snafu I had was when I was installing this stuff, the wire dripped into the, fell into the Dicor. Of course, that made a big mess. Oh well, such is life. It'll, I can clean it up or not even really worry about it since it'll be tucked away anyway, so no biggie. So, it's like after 5 now. This was an all-day event. I'm not surprised by that at all. These things always take longer than you would think they would. Always. So, I'm gonna say goodnight. Thanks for watching. Take care. And see you in the next video.